In this segment, we're going to talk about the income that can be generated from an ADU. So Brooks, tell me, is there more to an ADU than just monthly rental income?
Yes, there's a lot more to it.
Okay.
However, that's really what most people think about is they just think about, okay, I'm going to be able to get this much monthly rent in it, and
Yeah.
that's what they look at as the total value. But when you're looking at ADU, it affects a lot of other things that are associated with how much money you have in your pocket at the end of the month.
Tell me all
Okay?
about it.
So, yes, you're going to get income from rent, and that's going to have a certain value that's in there. But because you have invested in putting something on your property and you're now getting an income that is not a personal wage, you've created a business.
I am
And
a
a
business
business
owner.
gets taxed differently than a person does. Because
Absolutely.
a business, you basically are taxed on the profits. So you're going
Okay.
to subtract a lot of expenses which it takes to do that. And one of those big expenses is you probably spent $200,000 to build this building.
Right.
That's going to start coming out of your income up front.
Okay.
So if you're now paying in your personal taxes, let's say you're paying $600 or $700 a month. I have no idea between the two of you. If you were to pay $300 a month less in the taxes that you're having withheld, isn't that the same thing as a $300 income raise?
It really is.
It is.
It really
And
is.
so you need to
Wow.
understand how the tax benefits of putting an ADU on your property will affect you now and into the future
Yeah.
for what's going on, because that affects how much money you have each month to basically spend.
That's true.
Now, something else that's happening that's not an income that you're getting coming in, but you've got equity growth. You've now put this on your property and it adds a value to your property.
Yeah.
And that value is going to grow over time. And that value is paying for itself while it's growing over time.
I love that.
So you're going to be getting paid back in the future with equity growth that's coming into this. So you need to understand the income from the rent, the taxes, and
Yes.
also what is this going to pay back to me as far as investment? You put money into a 401k because you're going to get something back out of the end.
Back later. Yeah.
Essentially, that's what you're looking at this. So you want to evaluate all of that
Okay.
when you're making your plan and how you're going to manage it. You want to take into account how much am I going to spend each month?
Right.
Am I going to keep it rented each month? It's, you kind of have to play with all these tools to see what's going on so you can understand it now and into the future. And
like that.
you also really start to figure out, who am I going to rent to? How
Yeah.
much are they willing to pay for that rent?
What's my area?
Yeah. If I make a nicer apartment, am I going to get a better tenant with more income than I would by just barely trying to make something that something goes in? So you want to think about all of those things and
Okay.
how you can maximize that income now and through the future so that you're creating a plan that's a financial plan of how you're going to manage this for the next 20 to 30 years.
I love that.
Yeah,
I
and
love
20 to
that.
30 years is a long time.
Well, and to have so many nuances to it, feels so incredibly valuable to have such an expert, the expert,
Yeah, and
meeting with
really
you
what we
talking
do
about
is,
this.
we just ask you a lot of questions and
Yeah.
get you to think about what's important to you.
Yeah.
And you're going to spend some time in the finance side thinking about this before you make that investment. But
Absolutely.
once you do, you'll realize it's a big investment that's going to pay off a lot,
Yeah.
but only if you manage it properly. And that's understanding all the tools that are going on.
Well, big investment, big return, and with guidance, I'm really excited to
Yeah,
see
you're
how
not
this
alone.
happens. I love that.
You're not alone. We got a whole team of people to help you figure this out.
Good. Well, and how do we connect with that team of people to ask more questions about how to do this?
Well, great. Certainly, you can always go to ADU Utah and just look and see what's going on. But if you're really wanting to start a conversation, which is the best way to really figure out how to solve your particular problem, just send us an email. And that email is really simple. It's hello@ADU Utah, compressed together as one word, hello@ADUutah.com. That's
Perfect.
really all I got to do.
I love it. Thank you.